I wish I hadn't said that. Here we are. Wonderful day, great scenery, and well, yeah, flattening out a little bit, as it always happens to do when you've got water around. It sort of creates its own river deltas. The run for home, no more mountains, they're sort of a long way behind us. There'll be a bit of hilly stuff as we run towards the coast, but as you can see, flat still water here. Lilies and ladies as well. Tremendous scenery. Absolutely beautiful. That looks like somebody's pet. It was carrying a little leather, I forgot what they call them now, little bindings that hold the feet together. Something beginning with T, sounds like trestle. Anyway, look at this. It's what the Dakar's all about. Well, it's part of what it's all about. The drivers, of course, well, they had their own problems today, and the scenery was the least of their worries, or indeed concerns. A lot of reinforcement at the front. You can see a little changed front end, and that's because of the grass. When you hit it, it shatters, and when it shatters, it goes straight into your air ducts, and you do have to stop on occasion, otherwise you can get yourself into bother. Carlos Sainz wasn't stopping for anybody today, and just kind of proving that Volkswagen are going to be back. It was a feel-good day for VW today. Sousa was also out there and enjoying himself. Sainz took today's stage. He's way down in 9th overall, which is a shame. Sousa finished 2nd. He's running in 7th in the overall standings. A lot of parallel tracks out there. And as you can see, not just sand, it's firming up a little bit. Bits of rock out there. But it was the lack of vision that was the problem. And when you were coming through the field, dust added to the difficulties. Fun to watch though, especially when you're in the comfort of the helicopter, seeing them all go by. Now Luc Alphonse, last year's winner, made a small navigation error today, or this day. Last year he lost his lead to Peter Hansel, don't forget. Then the very next day he got it back and went on for victory. So count on absolutely nothing, and he was really pushing today. Alphonse finishing in 3rd place and closing the gap ever so slightly on Peter Hansel overall, but it's now down to just 6.5 minutes, so that's not bad. Alataya, while BMW have appealed against his 39-minute penalty, it's likely to get sorted out after the rally, so he may well get a podium at the end, if you see what I mean, or way after the end. He's lying in 4th so far. Alataya finishing 4th on this day as well. Nani Roma caught a Mitsubishi, backed off a bit because he thought it was Peter Hansel and thought, well, you know, if he needs a spare tyre, I'm here for him. But it wasn't, it was Matsuoka. Matsuoka got lost, Roma got lost with him. What a fiasco. But Roma did come back and finish in 5th place behind Alataya, but he's 13th overall. Won't be following Matsu again. Stefan Peter Hansel finished 6th on today. Got some front end damage, but is still leading. Got very, very lost at one point, and well, you had to wonder. As you can see, the front end had thwacked a few bushes and trees, and that metal mesh protecting the radiator from getting clogged up with all the broken bits of shards of vegetation. Very, very useful. Let's get on board with Peter Hansel and see just what was going on. Focused, look at him. Well, in about 23, I think he's they know what the code is. You got to look for a certain route as the goats go skipping off, and you need to start heading right. Well, it's about this point that Peter Hansel suddenly believes or understands that he's lost. He's looking at the GPS, he's looking at the way markers and the road book that he's got himself, and he's not certain. Anything certain out there was the uncertainty. Where on earth? And suddenly, well, they were in the middle of nowhere. It's like being in a maze, one of those posh country houses. Didn't know where they were going, and you see the sort of vision they've got, and how do you pick a waypoint out of this sort of situation? And indeed, how do you have the guts to suddenly just drive it out of that? Amazing. Well, he was going round and round and round, and the odd biker had followed him. Finally, he hooked up, spotted somebody who he trusted. It was Miller. Well, Miller wasn't going to hang around either. Mark Miller said, hey, eat some dust, my friend. I'm in a Volkswagen, and we're quicker than you, but unfortunately for them, they've had their mechanical troubles. Straight line speed, well, it may have counted on the day. And on board with him. Finished in 8th place, did Mark Miller. Fitted extra tough front end, and look how they need it. Just watch. See how they shatter? And occasionally, even they just had to pull over and say, hang on a minute, the temperature's going up, and I think that the air intakes might just be blocked with vegetation. Time to take a break and just clear them out. May take 2 or 3 minutes just to get everything sorted, but if you don't take that time, engine temperatures start to rocket, and if you then ignore that, you're going to damage the machinery. Not what they want. Black spots, by the way, vultures, that's what I tell you. Hanging around on the rock, waiting for some lunch, perhaps. Well, they weren't going to get any today. Krzysztof Holubcic, another good day, finished in 7th place. Great run by him. And whatever vantage point was there to be taken, was. Shmakov in the Zil buggy. Looking cool today. Shmakov finishing in 9th place, ahead of Jean-Louis Schlesser. And the bowler of Chris Leitz of Holland. Is he towing our friend Bo? Freddie Loix from Belgium. Well, he had his difficulties this rally. Yet again, the Dutch helping out the Belgians. Share a beer tonight, I imagine. And so to those results, confirmation that Sainz headed off Sousa today. Look up on the best of the Mitsubishis. Peder Hansel not too far behind and stays in the lead overall. Mike Peterson and Matt Stevenson, best of the Brits, finished in first place in the buggy. Well, 58th actually. And Carlos Sainz saying pushed hard to try and get the win today for the team, just to cheer everyone up a bit. We really needed that, he says. All for morale, that's what we need, a little bit of a boost. And Carlos Sousa says we were lucky because the guys in front of us were very fair, they let us pass, and we were quite accurate in our navigation, so it was a good special for us. We enjoyed it very much. We managed to go fast. Going faster wouldn't have been easy because Sainz is an extraordinary driver and it's always difficult to overtake him, but we're going to try tomorrow.
Enfim, vai ser difícil ir pouco mais à frente. Carlos Sainz é piloto excepcional, vai ser muito difícil ultrapassar. Amanhã vamos tentar amanhã.
And Stephen Hansel says, I've just seen that we broke the front part of the bodywork, but there were some real off-piste conditions out there in the middle of the trees. It was a bit narrow, and occasionally we just had to ram our way through. But we're stronger for that, he says. And Luc Alphonse says some important things. It's true that it's a difficult situation in terms of Eurosport. You know, we want to conclude the Dakar well. We don't want to, you know, compromise anybody. But of course, even within the team, we're competitive. The rally's not finished. Anything can happen. And yesterday on the liaison, Jean-Jacques Raté broke the engine. So, we're going to race till the end, he says.